I honestly don't understand what Blake and Ryan are still doing at this point. They're out there trying to save face, but they're only wasting money and resources and drowning it even further.
Here's how it works. Ryan Reynolds filed a motion to dismiss, basically saying, Judge, I don't think I should be in this case. Now get over here. We think you should be in it. You called our client a predator, X, Y, and Z.
Is that we don't get to use Ryan Reynolds' wild imagination because there's apparently footage. High-quality film footage.
Buckle up, because Hollywood's golden couple is imploding. Ryan Reynolds is unraveling in a jaw-dropping court meltdown, frantically fighting to dodge a lawsuit that's torching his squeaky-clean image. Meanwhile, Blake Lively's drowning in a tidal wave of brutal backlash. Her desperate PR stunts backfiring so hard, the internet's roasting her alive. From predator accusations to fake tears at pony shows, Ryan Reynolds' court meltdown after Blake Lively struggles with Major. Backlashes is the scandal you won't believe. Messier, wilder, and way uglier than you're ready for. Let's dive in.
Oh, she now feels like her entire life has been turned upside down. Yeah. And it's your fault.
All right, folks, buckle up because Hollywood's golden couple, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, are sinking deeper into a legal and PR swamp that's messier than a reality TV reunion. Let's start with Ryan. He's in hot water, filing a motion to dismiss on February 29, 2025, in New York County Supreme Court, begging the judge to kick him out of a lawsuit led by Justin Baldoni and Wayfarer Studios. Why? Because Ryan allegedly called Baldoni a predator in chats with big shots. At WME, one of Hollywood's top talent agencies.
Oh, poor Blake. It must be so tough out there. Look at this forlorn. God, her outfits are the worst.
Now Baldoni's team is like, oh no, you don't get to wiggle out of this, buddy. They claim Ryan's words weren't just gossip. They tanked Baldoni's career, especially after his film It Ends With Us raked in $250 million in defense. He's saying, Judge, it was just my opinion, not a fact. But in defamation land, that excuse is flimsier than a paper towel in a storm.
This article in the Daily Mail, an exclusive today. Oh, forlorn Blake Lively breaks cover. Far from Hollywood as insiders reveal new private battle. Creeping regret over Justin Baldoni lawsuit.
Court insiders, spilling tea to Deadline on March 12, 2025, say Ryan's legal crew is in panic mode, dodging depositions like they're allergic to the truth. If agents or insiders testify under oath, who knows what skeletons might tumble out? Ryan's not acting like the cool, sarcastic Deadpool guy we know. He's sweating bullets, terrified of what's next. This isn't just about legal fees, it's about his brand.
Blake Lively, she's really struggling here. She's really struggling in these two frames when everyone else is laughing around her, and clearly she is too. So, she's really struggling. The relatable Blake Lively is so forlorn and struggling at a horse farm.
Forbes called him one of the highest paid actors in 2020, with hits like Free Guy and deals with Aviation Gin and Mint Mobile Banking on his squeaky clean image. One wrong move, and that golden boy vibe could crumble faster than a bad rom-com at the box office. Meanwhile, the internet's watching, and trust me, they're not rooting for him to skate free this time. Stay tuned, this drama's just getting started.
As her daughter competes in equestrian acts, most people can afford to do that, right? To head off to horse farms for their daughters to compete in equestrian events.
Now, let's zoom in on Blake Lively, who's catching more heat than a barbecue in July. She's at the heart of this mess, thanks to her lawsuit against Justin Baldoni, and the public's not buying her attempts to play the victim. Picture this. March 19th, 2025, the Daily Mail drops an exclusive showing Blake at her daughter's fancy equestrian event in South Salem, New York, looking all sad and forlorn. They paint her as a mom barely holding it together. But come on, showing up at a Lux horse show that costs more than most folks' yearly pay ain't exactly screaming struggle.
This whole article is trying to paint it as how difficult it is. Blake is striving for normalcy in her life, but the past few weeks have been incredibly challenging. Oh, she now feels like her entire life has been turned upside down. Yeah, and it's your fault. You could have just moved on with your life and not sued Justin. You could have celebrated the win of that movie and just let it be an awkward moment in your time and later move on and figure out a way to actually help your PR.
Commentator Andy Signore on Popcorn Planet called it out. It's a staged pity party and nobody's RSVPing. The internet went wild, with Twitter users and Reddit threads tearing into her like she's the final boss of fake tears. Comments under the article were savage. Think tomatoes hurled at a bad play. Blake's trying to spin this narrative of poor me, but it's backfiring hard. She's out there in a sad hoodie, trailed by paparazzi acting like she's in a low-budget drama, but the audience isn't clapping. Social media's memory is longer than her scandal list, and they're not letting her forget she kicked off this war by suing Baldoni.
Instead, you've tripled, quadrupled. What's the one past quadrupled? Quintupled? I don't know. You've done it so much, 9-tupled, 10-tupled yourself into the worst spot you could be.
Instead of moving on, she's doubled down, and it's like watching someone dig their own grave with a sparkly shovel. Her PR team's probably sweating more than Ryan's lawyers, because every move she makes just screams desperate. The public's done with her rich girl sob story. Showing up at an elite event isn't relatable, it's tone deaf. And when you're Blake Lively, once the queen of gossip girl cool, losing that believability is a death sentence in Hollywood. This isn't just a bad week, it's a full-on reputation meltdown, and she's got nobody to blame but herself. Keep your eyes peeled, because this train wreck's got more stops to go.
I don't understand why she isn't figuring out how to stop the bleeding like yesterday. If Justin were willing, and if the rest of that team were willing, she should be figuring out whatever she can do to just shake hands and move on.
Let's dive into the juicy bit that's got everyone talking. Ryan Reynolds' alleged predator jab at Justin Baldoni. According to court filings, Ryan didn't just whisper this in a bar, he said it to heavyweights at WME, the agency, repping Baldoni. This wasn't some throwaway line, it was a career grenade. Within weeks, WME dropped Baldoni like a hot potato, leaving his rep in tatters despite it ends with us banking $250 million.
Some of these people, all of them, just want this to be over. And at a certain point when this lawsuit when they get so heavy and you're in so the weeds, there is a point where you do just want to just wave the white flag and both parties agree, we're done. We're gonna move on, let each party do what they want to do.
The transcript screams that Ryan's words hit like a sledgehammer, not just to Baldoni, but to Wayfarer Studios' whole operation. Now, Ryan's team is out here playing word games, claiming there's a big difference between calling someone a predator and a sexual predator. Seriously, as Dave Neal on the Rush Hour podcast, March 7, 2025 put it, nobody in Hollywood hears predator and thinks of a sci-fi alien. They think Weinstein-level trouble. Legal expert Christopher Meltdown on Popcorn Planet says defamation law doesn't care about semantics. It's about the damage done.
After the disastrous event, she's trying to pretend like there's nothing wrong. Clearly there is. But I don't see much damages because you're able to live your life the same way. Doesn't seem like you're losing much opportunities. You're still promoting your business that you claim failed. Nothing failed, Blake.
And oh, the damage is real. Baldoni's agency ties are toast, and his name's been dragged through the mud. Ryan's motion to dismiss, filed February 29, 2025, argues he was just sharing an opinion, but that's like saying a punch doesn't hurt if you meant it nicely. The opposition's like, nah, you don't get to ruin someone and walk away. If this goes to depositions and WME folks spill what Ryan really said, it could be game over.
And anything that did fail was due to your own actions. That is the reality. That is just clearer and clearer as more evidence piles up and time. That's what's happening. It is incredibly frustrating to read. The Wayfarer party's opposition confirms the central thesis of Mr. Ryan's motion to dismiss. The FAC is meritless. List of grievances and hurt feelings designed to retaliate against Blake Lively for raising SH or retaliation claim.
This isn't just a lawsuit, it's a high-stakes gamble with Ryan's clean-cut image. Think Deadpool charm meets Mint Mobile trust on the line. Fans are starting to side-eye him, and that's a problem when your brand's built on being everybody's buddy. This predator mess isn't just a plot twist, it's a whole new movie, and Ryan's not the hero he's used to playing.
As if you haven't done that yourself in your own past interviews. The opposition reveals something much worse than the FAC's failure to state valid claims against Mr. Reynolds. Stunningly, it confirms that only 3 of the Wayfarer parties, Mr. Baldoni, Mr. Heath, Wayfarer, have articulated any legal claim against Mr. Reynolds at all. Everything else, but I digress.
Blake Lively's trying to claw her way out of this scandal swamp, but every step she takes is like tripping over a rake. Ouch. And oh so public. Her latest, a sad sack appearance at her kid's horse show, splashed across the Daily Mail on March the 19th, 2025, with headlines crying Forlorn Blake and Private Battle. The goal? Make us all feel sorry for her as she struggles through her lawsuit drama with Justin Baldoni. But here's the kicker. She's at an equestrian event that's basically a rich mom Olympics, sipping overpriced lattes while ponies prance. Relatable? Nope. The internet clocked it immediately. Twitter exploded with "Har Blake Lively failed" trending on March 20th, and Reddit tore her apart for staging a photo op to look miserable. Then came more PR moves. Just Jared shots on March 25th showing her normal, mom life in upstate New York, and US Weekly leaks on March 27th pushing her family first vibe. Spoiler, nobody's buying it. The transcript nails it. Her sad hoodie and fake tears look as real as a toddler caught stealing cookies. Comment sections are a bloodbath, with fans calling her out for thinking a luxury event equals hardship. It's like she's directing her own pity party, but the audience walked out. Her team's probably begging her to stop, because every stage snap makes her look more desperate, not sympathetic. Once you're seen as fake in Hollywood, it's curtains, and Blake's halfway through her final act. The public's laughing, harder at her than at Ryan's Deadpool one-liners, but this ain't the kind of meme status she wanted. She could have let the Baldoni lawsuit fade, maybe even spun it ends with us success into a win, but instead, she's torching what's left of her cred. This isn't just a flop, it's a masterclass in how to nuke your own career with glitter and bad choices. Social media's a battlefield, and Blake Lively's losing big time. The transcript lays it bare. Her public image is tanking faster than a flop sequel. Social. Blade data shows her Instagram engagement plummeted 36% from March 15 to April 5, 2025. Yep, even her casual fans are ghosting her. Twitter's no kinder. On March 20th, Ms. Blake Lively fail trended as users roasted her sad rich girl act at that horse show. Reddit's gossip threads, plus forums like Dia Listed and Lipstick Alley, are buzzing with shade. People aren't just skeptical, they're done with her. The transcript catches the vibe. Once the internet smells fake tears, you're toast. Blake's hums. Lawsuit against Justin Baldoni lit the fuse, but her PR stunts, like those Daily Mail shots looking forlorn at an elite equestrian event, poured gasoline on the fire. Commenters are savage, calling her out for acting like a luxury pony. Parade is peak struggle. It's not just memes, it's a full-on vibe shift. She used to be Gossip Girl's untouchable Serena, but now she's Blake the Chaos Machine, stepping on rakes and acting shocked when it hurts. Even her hardcore stans are quiet, and that's a red flag when your brand's built on charm. The transcript nails why. In Hollywood, believability is currency, and Blake's broke. Every sad paparazzi snap or normal mom story feels like a script nobody greenlit. People aren't seeing Blake the actress anymore. They see a calculated mess who can't stop digging her hole deeper. If she tried a tearful apology tomorrow, half the internet would call it rehearsed. This isn't a rough patch, it's a reputation graveyard, and Blake's wandering in with no map. Ryan's legal drama isn't helping, but Blake's the one, torching her own spotlight. The crowd's not clapping, they're tweeting, and it's brutal.
He's trying to claim, well, my comment was to Justin, if we're going to hear that, and that doesn't affect everybody else. As if calling Justin an actual predator doesn't affect all of Wayfarer is beyond me, because it does. But as I talked to Christopher Melcher, he agrees it's silly, but there very likely could be a request from the judge to just amend the amendment, the complaint.
Ryan Reynolds, Hollywood's king of charm, is watching his perfect persona crack like cheap glass. The transcript paints him as a guy who's gone from untouchable, think Deadpool wit and Mint Mobile ads, to a dude scrambling to save his rep. Forbes crowned him a top-paid actor in 2020, with blockbusters like Deadpool 2, $785 million gross, and brand deals with aviation gin banking on his safe bet vibe. But now, he's neck-deep in a lawsuit because he allegedly called Justin Baldoni a predator to WME execs, tanking Baldoni's agency ties. His February 29, 2025 motion to dismiss screams desperation, not confidence. Court filings show his team arguing it was just an opinion, but the damage is done. Baldoni's career took a hit, and Ryan's looking less like a hero. Social media's turning on him too. Reddit threads and Twitter spaces post-March 20th, 2025 show fans swapping admiration for side-eye. Posts on Lipstick Alley mock him for lawyering up while still cashing in on his good guy image. The transcript's clear. This isn't just a legal hiccup, it's a brand meltdown. Ryan's team is dodging depositions like they're dodging spoilers, with Deadline, March 12th, 2025, reporting they're terrified of what agents might say under oath. If someone confirms Ryan meant to torch Baldoni, it's lights out for his golden boy status. Companies didn't tie their names to him because he's risky. They did it because he was Mr. Reliable. Now, every frantic legal move screams panic, not poise. This isn't the Ryan who cracks jokes at premieres. It's a guy fighting to keep his empire from crumbling. The public's starting to see through the act, and in Hollywood, once the mask slips, it's a long climb back. Ryan's not just battling Baldoni, he's battling the end of his own myth. Here's where it gets spicy. There's a wild theory spreading like wildfire that Blake Lively's PR team is pulling strings to paint her as a victim. The transcript dives into Reddit posts and forums, buzzing with claims that outlets like Daily Mail and People, usually quick to skewer celebs, are suddenly dropping oddly sympathetic stories about Blake. Take that March 19th, 2025 Daily Mail. Peace. It's all forlorn Blake at her kid's horse show, struggling nobly. Suspicious, right? Online sleuths are yelling foul, suggesting her team's slipping cash or calling in favors to flip the narrative. If even a sliver of this is true, it's a death knell. Once the public thinks you're rigging the media, every word you say is trash. The transcript hammers this. Blake's sad photo ops, like those Just Jared snaps on March 25th, already feel staged, and this theory makes them look straight up bought. Comment sections are vicious, with fans scoffing at her poor me act when she's chilling at elite events. The vibes shifted so hard that even real tears would look fake now. Her Instagram's bleeding followers. Social Blade says 36%, less engagement since mid-March 2025. And Twitter's not kinder. People aren't just skeptical, they're done believing her. In Hollywood, authenticity is gold, and Blake's spending counterfeit. The transcript warns that if she's caught manipulating headlines, it's game over. No one trusts a puppet master. Ryan's legal mess isn't helping, but Blake's the one torching her cred with every curated leak. She's not fighting Baldoni anymore. She's fighting a public that smells BS from a mile away. This isn't just a scandal, it's a masterclass in losing trust, and Blake's acing it the wrong way. The internet's not sleeping on this, and neither should you.
So the likelihood of anything happening is that there is a likelihood the judge will just ask the Wayfair parties to tighten up or clarify or more specifically mention why all of Wayfair is affected by Mr. Reynolds.
Hollywood's gossip machine usually runs 24/7, but on this, crickets. The transcript lays out a chilling vibe. Nobody's talking about Ryan Reynolds' predator jab at Justin Baldoni. Since his February 29th, 2025 motion to dismiss, not. A single WME agent has spilled to Deadline, Variety, or Page 6. No leaked tapes, no anonymous tips, nothing. Entertainment Weekly, March 24th, 2025, says WME's in full lockdown mode with emails watched and meetings hush-hush. TMZ, March 29th, 2025, quotes a publicist calling it fear-driven silence. Nobody wants to lose their job or get blackballed for crossing Ryan, a cash cow whose Deadpool 2 grossed $785 million and whose Mint Mobile deals keep WME's lights on. The transcript asks the ugly question, would agents lie under oath to protect him? Legal analyst Emily D. Baker on her April 2nd, 2025 YouTube. Breakdown says depositions could trap them. Perjury's a crime, but loyalty's currency in this town. Agents might dodge or forget details to avoid burning bridges with a guy who's basically a walking ATM. Ryan's power, Forbes ranked him a top earner in 2020, means protection, but it's shaky. If Discovery moves forward as popcorn eats Planet, March 28, 2025 predicts, and someone cracks, it could flip the script. Imagine an assistant or third party confirming Ryan's comment was a calculated hit. Blake and Ryan's spin machine would choke. This silence isn't loyalty, it's survival, and it's deafening. The industry's holding its breath, waiting for a judge to decide if Ryan stays in the hot seat. Until then, this quiet is louder than any headline, and it's got Hollywood spooked. Blake's PR flops aren't helping, but Ryan's the one with everything to lose if this dam breaks. Ryan Reynolds' lawyers are out here doing mental gymnastics, and it's not landing. The transcript roasts their March 7th, 2025 filing where they argue there's a huge gap between calling Justin Baldoni a predator and a sexual predator. Cue the eye rolls. Dave Neal on Rush Hour, March 7th, 2025, laughed it off, saying, nobody hears predator in Hollywood and pictures a cute forest critter. It's Weinstein vibes, plain and simple, and the court's not dumb. Then they tried another trick, digging up Baldoni's 2020 Man Enough podcast, where he talked evolving views on consent and masculinity. Ryan's team spun it like he admitted to being shady, but that's a stretch thinner than dollar store tights. Christopher Melcher on Popcorn Planet, March 20th, 2025, says courts hate when you twist someone's vulnerability to justify slander. It's dirty, and judges aren't fans. The transcript calls this defense a joke. Defamation law cares about impact, not wordplay. Ryan's comment cost Baldoni his WME deal, and that's a fact, not a vibe. His February 29th, 2025 motion to dismiss leans on it's just my opinion, but legal experts say that won't fly when careers get wrecked. TMZ and Page 6 insiders, early April 2025, say Ryan's team is scrambling after early hearings went south, patching holes in arguments that leak like a sieve. If depositions hit and WME folks talk, this could spiral. The transcript's blunt. Ryan's not acting innocent, he's acting scared, and it shows. His brand's built on trust. Think Aviation Gin's cozy ads. But this smells like damage. Control gone wrong. Blake's lawsuit mess dragged him in, but his own words lit the fuse. This isn't lawyering, it's flailing, and the courtroom's not laughing.